Welcome to episode 19 of this Let's Play series. We're playing Distant Worlds 2. This is the preview version, and we're just sort of cranking up, ready to launch some invasions. I don't know which one we'll go for yet. I wouldn't mind getting the Kashik system. That will give us all of this under our grubby control. We are doing very, very well. We've got a whole lot of ancient warships that we've sort of been able to resurrect and bring into the fight. Like we've got even more on the way. You know, they've sort of been just moving out. We've got troop transports getting geared up. We've got a lot of troops that we can now sort of pick up as well from the various colonies that we actually do have. We've got colonies out here, which will then give us more interaction back out this way. But one thing I have to be very careful of is I really can't let my colonies get to the point where this starts to run ahead too much from what we've actually got up through here. I really need to make sure that these guys are earning their keep, and they are starting to all the way along, which is great. So if I have a bit of a look at this one, I just want to make sure that we've got administration centres in these big areas, which almost finished that one. That's good. That one's almost finished as well. This one hasn't got it. It's a bit young, I guess. And this one here would actually benefit from it. Yeah, they're probably too small. I mean, it does boost them along quite nicely when they do get it. Like, it does sort of allow a lot of things to happen. I'm glad that the Dayuts are sort of happy enough to be part of our empire. Yeah, so getting this one here, we do get like a location bonus of +5 colony happiness, plus 10% colony corruption reduction. We can see that it's only 5% anyway at this point in time. Yep, so MS3, yep, we'll assign that mission. So, now that's the 4th Defence. They're now moving back to their location to refuel. I love this. I love how the fleets now automate. It's really, really cool. We might actually do that in this episode. We actually have like a fleet of 5 of these destroyers that we've actually brought out, which I think we'll set up like a special raiding fleet just with them as well, and move them back up into that role as well. And we almost got the next lot of shielding actually as well. So maybe we'll redesign all the ships. There's a lot going on at the moment. We'll assign that mission. So we're slowly sort of just building up, trying to keep this so it doesn't go blow out too far, and it's already starting to blow out a fair way. I mean, we can always just analyse it to see, yeah, the ships and base maintenance now, it's getting up there. It is getting up there. We've got 27,000 coming in, but 36,000 going out. I mean, we've got our bonus incomes, and that's really what's sort of carrying the economy. And we've got a lot of in the private economy, actually. That's a hell of a lot. So if we keep on just building up what we're doing, that should actually sort of work out okay. Right, well, let's have a bit of a look at this. And yeah, we'll wait for this, and then we'll sort of get into it. The more infrastructure I can build, the better. And we are sort of now taking up over a lot of the territory that was back in through here as well. God, it's such a deep, great game. It's just awesome. I can't stop playing it. It's one of these games that I'm enjoying it more than I ever enjoyed Distant Worlds Universe, and that was one of my most favourite games. Yeah, I just absolutely love it. I mean, I'm playing it too much. I'm just recording as much as I possibly can, and I really should be stopping. It's not healthy. We've had other opportunities to take different areas, and I've sort of haven't been taking those opportunities. We've sort of out here. This will develop nicely over time. The Dayuts are also very happy, which is great. We don't really have much Caslon in this region of space. I mean, we're in control of it. Let's have a bit of a look and see what's going on. I mean, we're just attacking anything that comes in here. We'll go after. That's the cruiser. It's got a little, like, there's so much. There's nothing really dangerous that's in here. We're just doing what we do. So that one's no mission. Transfer the fuel across to the Dark Bandit, and then the Dark Bandit will just keep on operating in this system, and we do actually have a refueling station there as well. Now I'm guessing I should actually really have a look at what's on the ground here in terms of troops. Yeah, there's too much there for us to go after. I have to starve them out. That's basically what we have to do, is just sort of get them to drain all their resources and then not let them get anything else. Well, we've got things in here. How many? It's only got 6. It's not too bad actually. We could possibly take that. What I do need to do is just make sure how we're going with our armoured forces. I do want to be landing with mainly armoured forces. Yep, so that the armour brigade is now built. Just get 6 of those, I think. And that'll take a bit of time to build. It's still loading troops at various locations. Just go from fleet to fleet. 4th Defence here. They're going back to the Skibo 1 mining station. They'll refuel back there. The 1st Fleet. Keep on approving all of these different things that are built. Everything we build like that just means that the private enterprise can then make use of them. Do a good job. Should we have anything in here? I think we do. Yeah, we do. This one's got more troops, actually. This one's got 7 troops. No, 8 troops on the ground. Which is fairly strong. Just go on blowing things up as they try to leave there. If we leave it for long enough, they'll end up running out of money, and then the maintenance will then kick in, where they're going to then have to. Well, actually, maybe not. Actually, they'll probably be able to afford the maintenance for what they've got. Investigate and take me to the location. Great. So we've now got another big battleship. So Boscaran battleship. Refuel. Another battleship in here, ready to go. The Crimson Conquest. We'll move that out across as well. Let's move that up and refuel here. That's interesting, it's going through there. In that case, we'll refuel here. Good. In fact, we can then just launch from here, I guess, and sort of take things out a bit further. Yeah, we didn't have enough resources before. Actually, we can now build a monitoring station at this location. In that case, we'll build one over here. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Cancel. There's something there. Let's go to here. We'll queue a monitoring station out that way. That way we can just sort of see what's happening in amongst all of this. And in fact, probably build one out there as well. Now we've got our nuclear shields. The Combined Military Command is not something I really need massively. What else should we get? Sector governance would be okay. We've got a lot of troops, so maybe we just go back up to the troops and look at actually logistics. Where's logistics? Not sure where the logistics kicks in. Oh, it must be up here at troops. zips around all over the place. There we go, that's troops up here. So if we go to installations, shipboard marines, advanced logistics down through here. It's going to take 4.5 years. We get troop maintenance savings. It goes up from 5. Oh no, that's another 10. That adds another 10 onto it. Okay. The Marines wouldn't be bad. What else should we look at? Whoa, we're nearly there with these extra rail guns. How far have we got for that? Only a few days. I might just pause. Actually, no, let's just skim through and just see if there's anything in here that we really want. Like the iron weaponry. How far off are we with that, for example? Let's just go over to the very top and just have a skim through this to see what benefits we've actually got along the way that would be useful to us. Anything that's sort of about 3/4 of the way along, I'll have a bit of a look. This one is velocity shards. Yeah, we're not really using those at all. Swarm missiles, we're not really using missiles on anything at this point in time. Reinforced. The Lance Missile version 2 would be actually really quite cool. That's down to half. That'll take 1.23 years, which is not much. Advanced bombardment, we're not really using. I don't want to go evil, so I probably won't go that way. The projectile batteries, these are. We're not really using the medium or the small rail guns, so I think I'll just leave them off. We'll have a quick skim through. There will be more. Deflectors. We're not really getting the next one of those easily. That's 7 years. That's too long. I'll keep that there. I would like to get these fighters because we use them so much. They're just going to take way too long with the way they currently are. I'm hoping that gets changed. This one though, I really do need to get this, and to get that, I really need to get this and then this, to be able to then get the carriers, and the carriers really are a big key to playing as the as our faction. The trouble we have with that is that the carriers are also like normally it swings off from here, but the pathing, because we're playing with random pathing, it's coming off from the top. It's coming off from this one, so it sort of made it so that it's difficult for us to actually go and get that one. And it's only 3 years to get that one. This is actually cheap. Of course, I can't do it because I must first research fast interceptors, fast bombers, tactical interceptors, medium bombers. Now, it doesn't need. I don't think it needs all of those. It's a large starfighter bay. This one's only 2 and a bit years to get that one, but this is essentially the ones we only need these two, because these are racially what we actually have. So, I could go back out to get these. There's hardly any difference. It's just the amount of time is just so much faster to get these other ones. Let's come back to that one. It would be nice to have that one. The large civilian ships as well, to get the large tankers, large freighters, large passenger ships. All of those sorts of things would be fairly useful. That's only 3 years to get that one. The defensive bases would be handy, maybe later on, but not quite now. We can get the improved destroyers. Now that's going to take, it's 2.6, it's probably a little bit too far off. This is interesting. The capital ships normally also come off from this one, and they now come off from rapid assembly. This is really quite fascinating, just how the randomization is now working. Yeah, it's really, really quite interesting. Advanced construction, we get the advanced shipyard. Now we don't really need that just yet either. There's some good stuff in here. I can go straight to these because the line is no longer pointing back to these, so I can go straight to the heavy battleship if I wanted to. It's going to be 50 years to research though, so not really. That's 12 years to research that one there. Let's leave that one off. High power receptors. Now that one's only 2 years. Augmented energy collectors. That's going to give us a lot more energy. So energy collection rate 100 per second rather than 75. We've currently got the 75 back over this way. That's not too far off. Robotic repairs as well. Does give us a chance to repair damaged components. That's 2.5 years. Let's have a quick look through if there's anything else. Now the Shadow Ghost isn't supposed to be in the game, so that's actually that will be removed. So we won't see that one in the launch version. Advanced sensors. That's the long range sensor array version 2. Got the scan range 60 million as opposed to 40 million. That's a fair big addition to it actually. That's less than 2 years to get that. Large troop transports, which we don't really need. I mean, we're not sort of really in that sort of stage yet in the game. And then we just got all the other stuff down the bottom there, which we don't really need. Look, I think I'll just go. I think I might go back up and grab maybe advanced sensors. That way we can sort of spot things. Actually, do we have? I keep on forgetting to get it, but I think what I would like to do is actually get the ability to stop. We've got the hybrid thrusters. Won't grab those. Yeah, this hyperspace jump inhibiting, that's 3 years. That would be sort of useful. Actually, efficient hyperdrives. This one gives us the... Yeah, we've already got that one. Go this way. Pay the costs and move that one up. Alright, and I guess I could go down and still queue up another one after this one as well. I mean, I do want these pretty badly. And then if we go to this one here, what do we end up getting? The medium starfighter bay. This is just bays. So we still use the actual fighters that we have here. We just get the better bays. You know, I think I might do this, even though the research cost is double really what it should be. Yeah, 6 years. It's a long time. No, look, I won't do it. I just can't bring myself to wasting that much time. That one is a good one. That one we don't really need. I don't think I think it's got a few designs where we're using like a bigger energy collectors. Yeah, I'll leave those where they are. Maybe advanced sensors. Let's just go and pay the costs on that one. Bring that up one. Right, okay, so we now have completely like redesigned different sorts of ships and things. So let's go, oh, we've got new things we can then go with the ship design. So let's just go back into the ship construction, ship designs. I do like to look at the active buildable designs and just for state ships, because I've got a few that are manual. The others are all automatic, and if we just do by date created, we can then sort of see like some of our manual ones haven't been designed for nearly 50 years, so that just gives a bit of an insight as to how old these things actually all are. So let's have a look. We've still got 7 of these destroyer carriers, and they're still very, very useful. But let's just go through. So these are old designs now. In fact, what is the date? Yeah, 2791. Everyone else is sort of upping what they have, but let's just go into copy as new. I keep on saying this, at the moment I think this will change at some point, but upgrade is really useless. Don't use that. It really is just copy as new and then tweak what you want, and then come back and just just make sure that it's obsolete, the one that you were using. So we'll copy this one across. Now a lot of this stuff is going to be like the turbo thruster engine is fine. Now at the moment we're up to size 600. We do want to go and remove certain things, like we want to get rid of the Gerax hyperdrive. We've got better than that now. The reactors we want to get rid of. Everything else is actually okay in there at this stage. Leave all those where they are. We've got the Lance missile and they're okay as well. If I've got space, I'll then do something else with those, but at this stage we don't really need to worry about those. So Let's now just go across and go and get our the best of what we've got. So we're just going to go by category. All components, so we'll leave them in. Actually, no, we do need to get rid of a few of these things. The Covidian shields and the heavy armour. So we'll sort of start from scratch with all of those. So, starting back up in the general area of the ship. Have a quick look and see. We've got the damage control unit. That's okay. The energy collector will be fine once we sort of get everything on there. Fuel cells, we've got 2 of them already. We've got 2 crew systems, and we'll probably need them. Yeah, we will need them. We've got the Ackdarian hyperdrive. That'll then be the new hyperdrive that we use instead of the Jerax. And we don't have ion shields on this one. I do want to get that on there, but we might be able to do that a different way. Let's have a look at what else we needed to get. We needed to go and get the reactors. So we've been using the fission reactor. We'll use a quantum reactor, and we should be able to get away with just one. Yeah, one is more than enough. So that does give us a lot of space. That gives us enough space to put an ion shield on this one. So look, I'll come back to that because we could either get fuel or that one. That's all we have to get in that system to make it then sort of work. The top speed is lowish, it's saying, and the turning rate is slow as well. We've only got a 9-degree turning rate. It doesn't matter because these are designed to basically stay back. So the turning rate doesn't matter. Speeds don't really matter that much, so I'm going to be trying to keep them away from everything else. We'll just go down to the shielding now. So we've now got the new nucleus shields. So we'll go and throw one of those on. And we don't need a hell of a lot in here. We did only have 1 and 1 before. I'll just go back up the top. So we've got heaps of space. Now the iron sheath armour probably isn't going to cut it. Let's just go with the enhanced armour. 1 each is going to give us 271, which then will allow me to then go and place an iron shield on board as well. There we are, 591. Got enough crew capacity. I've still got a bit of space actually, so I could actually go and put a turning module, like just a multi-vector. If I hover over, I can just sort of see what they're better at. So the multi-vector is got better thrust overall. So I'll just go and throw one of those on. That will then improve. You'll see that our top speed is now the only problem. The turning rate has now gone to 11, which is fine. Everything else is looking good there. Now, just want to make sure that this, attack stance against weaker targets, cautious. So retreat when 20% of non-defense components are damaged. So we want them. This is actually we probably want to be a bit more wary than that. Shields below 20%. We'll just go that way. Yep, and that's fine where that is. So we'll just go and save this one. Save and exit. So that's the new design. Now the old one stays in there. So what we're just going to do is just going to change that to obsolete. And then we just go across to the fast frigate as well. We've got the fast frigate 2 at this point in time. We'll just go and copy as new. Again, have a bit of a look and see what this one's got. It's got the Lance missiles. So this is designed for standoff. I think we may only have one of these anyway. So we'll just go back up. We've got 2 fission reactors. We can get away with just having. I'll just replace these as we go, so that we can replace that with just a single. Where's reactor? Quantum reactor. Then sort of again cover all of those things. The crew system is okay. Now this one doesn't have the ion protection either. Just come back down to heavy armour and Covidian shields and replace those with the nucleus shields and the enhanced armour. We've got a fair bit of space on here. The Jerax we'll get rid of and put on the nucleus, not nucleus, the Ackdarian hyperdrive is slower, but it's much more efficient. So it sort of it saves us a lot. So I'm happy enough with that one. It's a tiny bit slower in hyperspace, and we've got a lot more space now on the ship. Well, let's just go to the ion protection, ion shield. Throw that one on. We're still under. Everything's still sort of working. Saying the turning rate is a bit slow. We've got 3 turbo thrusters. And we've got 9, so we can't really put much else on here. So I will just go ahead and grab a thruster. So just the multi-vector. Throw that in there, and away we go. So this is the new design, the Frigate 2 version 2. So that will be fine. Don't think there's much else we need to worry about. Actually, the buckler repeating blaster, I can get rid of that because I do actually have space. And we can then just go ahead and get the Sentinel multi-beam. I'll just go and use that one. Right, done. Save and exit. Okay, that's the frigate. So we just make the old one obsolete. It's only one of the old ones. And then the escort. Back in through here. Now we've got 5 of these just floating around the place. So we'll copy as new. And again, just go get rid of the Jerax and the Fission. And go back and grab the new stuff. We've got the Callista Dal. And the quantum reactor. So we've got assault pods on this thing. We've only got 1. Yeah, we're using the heavy railgun. It's not. This is not really a great ship for what we're doing with this. But the assault pod, like it's half useful. But I think it's sort of run its race now. Collectors. Look, I'll still just leave it here. I think. Get rid of those shielding. Put the new shielding on. Yeah, the nuclear shields, and then the enhanced armor. Now we don't actually have the ability to actually use. I think I might go with the iron sheath armor in this case, just so we've got some iron protection on the actual craft itself. That'll just help it survive a little bit if it happens to end up in places it shouldn't really be, like in the nebulas. So that's all looking good. So we'll save and exit that one as well. Alright, and then of course make that one obsolete. Now we've got a cruiser 2 that has been set up by the, like it's just been automatically jigged by the actual system. I don't really need them at this stage. I'm happy with the destroyer carriers. They really are super useful as the Ackdarians. They do everything I need them to do. So let's go and leave this area. Actually, we're pretty running out of time. Yeah, we are running out of time. And what I might do is I'll just go across now to the fleets, and we'll just set up a few fleets. Like we know that we've got like 9 of the destroyers that can be used. So we'll just set up like a mini carrier fleet model as well. So we're just going to go to add new, and this is going to be the mini carrier. Now, what this does is it sets up the rules for the actual ship for the fleet itself. And so, even though I've got my ship design sort of do what they need to do anyway, but this is a mini carrier fleet. Is going to be the actual fleet type. I then have to go through what role it has, through from attack, invade, raid, defend, manual. I'll just go back to attack again. So we'll just keep that one through there. Now yeah, that's going to be fine. And then we have the engagement range will be the same system. I'm happy with that. Fleet should never retreat should retreat when the enemy is 100% greater. I'll go with that as well. Attack stance neutral. I'm going to go cautious, so that way they keep their distance because that's what I want them to do. And then the fleet ship role reassignment. So ships reassign roles in the fleet as needed. I'm happy enough with that as well. And the ships by default tactics will use fleet or ship use ship tactics instead of fleet tactics. We know that our destroyers have got the tactics that we want them to use. So again, I'm happy with that one. Same system. I will actually just set this one up to be cautious. Cautious. Retreat when shields below 20 or armor below 50. I'll go that way. Right. So we're going to just go with destroyers. Now we've got. In this case, I'm going to be using the Destroyer Carrier version 3s. So that's what we're going to make up with these guys. And so that way we know we're using destroyer carriers. We've been very, very specific. And I'll set these to 5. So that's what they're going to end up being, which will be good. So we've got those, and that's all we need to have in these little fleets. So just 5 in each fleet. So we'll end up with 2 fleets of those, and we can then sort of automate them after we do this one. So that's what we need to do. Then we've got the mini carrier fleet, which is in there now, 5 ships, which is great. And we'll then, I'll retrofit the fleets that we have so that they actually then make use of those. So if we just go across to, where are we? That's that fleet there. So they're actually down in this system. First fleet is almost refueled. And I just need these to go back and refit at the Battlelossi spaceport. So I'll just give them the order to go back. So they'll be able to get back there with the fuel that they currently have. And then we had another fleet as well. That's the first, the fourth, the third fleet is close to being one of these. So I'm going to go and also retrofit those to the latest design. And the second invasion fleet is, we didn't change the designs, but I can also just retrofit them to the latest design if we need to. Now, one of these is too, like, we don't really want to be doing that completely with this. I think I'll just leave them alone, actually. They can just look after themselves with whatever they're doing. Actually, they're retrofitting there anyway. We don't even have to tell them to do that because they're on automatic. This is sort of letting us know that it's on auto. And we're out of time, guys. So I'm going to leave it here. Thanks for watching. And when we come back, at least we'll be able to start to automate the various fleets into this particular system again. We'll have the invasion fleet ready to drop at probably Kashyyyk, I think. I think having this would make more sense rather than going too far up into their territory and then possibly bounce across into here. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.